We've discussed internationalization to some extent. I wanted to get your thoughts about harvest capital and moving out of China, doing projects, looking at other markets, the United States, Europe. What are your thoughts on the international prospects?
When an economy develops to a certain extent, it has a certain economic spillover effect. So capital faces going abroad, brands face going abroad, and entrepreneurs themselves face going abroad. It has an international perspective and participates in competition in the global economy. I think this is a very good phenomenon. Of course, harvest is no exception. As an institution deeply involved in competition within the domestic Chinese consumer investment and consumer product cross-goods sector, and having achieved certain accomplishments in this competition, we certainly want to participate in the global competition of consumer goods. Therefore, we have now established companies in the United States, Tokyo, Singapore, and Hong Kong. Our journey in the global competition of consumer goods has just begun. We will also firmly establish ourselves in the mass consumer goods market, focusing on essential consumer goods, particularly those that are in high demand and high-frequency products and services. At the same time, we will cater to the everyday needs of ordinary people, emphasizing products with extreme cost effectiveness. This approach will better serve the public, allowing us to do what we excel at within our scope of understanding, all for a common social value. Therefore, Chinese consumption, Chinese brands, and Chinese capital going global will become a trend in the future. An interesting phenomenon is that in the history of China's economic development, some Chinese companies have begun to take the lead in establishing a global presence, like Lenovo and Huawei. These companies, in the fields of industrial manufacturing, the internet, software and hardware equipment, and technology, have set a precedent for Chinese enterprises going global and achieving globalization. The Chinese economy has also developed due to foreign investment coming to China. We learned the rules of the market economy because of companies like Ford and other large corporations entering China, which led to the presence of foreign capital and the establishment of foreign investment legislation. As of today, foreign investment in China plays a very important role. With less than 10% of GDP, it accounts for about 30 to 40% of net exports and generates nearly 20 to 26% of net profits. So I believe this is a process of mutual benefit. In the past, the reform and opening up meant foreign investment coming to China. In the future, with this reform and opening up, Chinese entrepreneurs will also venture abroad, becoming an important force in global competition, representing China's image and becoming a significant achievement of China's economic development, truly realizing globalization. Therefore, harvest, of course, in this process, we are fearless and will move forward, applying the experiences we have gained in the Chinese market to take root and flourish in the global market.
What would be your advice to Chinese brands that are looking to go into the consumer markets outside of China? I think being cost effective is more important. Any good product, I believe, should possess these two characteristics simultaneously.
We cannot equate made in China or Chinese brands with being cheap, nor can we follow the path of the French by only making luxury goods for a select few. We are committed to serving 80% of the ordinary people, focusing on the general public's livelihood and providing services for 80% of the population. Secondly, I think it is very important to deeply integrate into the everyday lives of the people, to immerse ourselves in the hustle and bustle of life, and to serve the daily needs of the public. The major global food, beverage, and cosmetics groups that focus on people's livelihoods generally follow this logic, becoming standard features in the lives of ordinary people. Whether it's Coca-Cola, Nestlé, Kraft, L'Oréal, Colgate, or Procter & Gamble, the reason they have become brands that stand strong for a century and become staples in people's lives is because they offer high-quality products at affordable prices. A very important principle in our current investments is that we believe in the discounted cash flow model. Secondly, we believe in the value and power of a company's growth. What we are buying is the company's growth, the ability of its discounted cash flow, and more importantly, what are we buying? We are buying the company's ability to navigate through cycles in its future development, because only such companies have the potential to truly benefit from the compounding value of time.